guys, I'm Sal. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're going to be making the 240 a little bit louder. So I currently have the ISR MBSE catback exhaust on here, and it sounds really good. I made a whole video about how it sounds. I'll make sure to have that linked in the description. But isn't quite loud enough for me. This isn't a daily driver, it's just a fun weekend car. So when I want to take it out on the weekends, I want it to be loud. I want to feel it. I want it to be like visceral, you know? So that's where this comes in. This is the back portion of the ISR Series II exhaust systems that they have. Blast pipes, of course. We'll see. Online, they explicitly say that these Series II exhausts will not bolt up to their older exhausts, like this MBSE. But I was looking at pictures and it looks like they are very close, if not identical. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Chances are, if you see this video, it probably worked. So yeah, let's get this on. I'm very excited to hear how this sounds. Okay, so first thing was jacking up the car, of course, and I don't have a low profile jack, so I have to do this little procedure to get the car up, starting at the front and then doing the back half. But I decided to just lay the back tire on one of the Rhino ramps that I have. I'd like to just drive up the ramps, but they're too steep of an angle and they don't even fit under the car. So once I made sure the car was safe, I got under and started unbolting the back section of the exhaust. It's only been on the car for about a year, and I live in Florida, so there was no rust under there, and it came apart very easily. The hangers were a little bit more of a pain to get apart, so I ended up picking up these exhaust hanger pliers, which made the process go about 100 times quicker. So I grabbed these from AutoZone, but you can get them cheaper on Amazon if you plan ahead. Okay, these are the two exhaust systems next to each other, and you can see they look very similar. Here, wait, let me pull this one back a little bit more, just so you can see they're lined up together. The pitch is off a little bit, so I can see where problems might start arising. But as we come back, mounting location is in the same exact spot. Shouldn't have any issue there. Go back a little bit more. These are in the same spot, and then it just hangs out a little bit further. So biggest thing is just going to be this angle up here. But these are the two side by side. Pretty cool looking. So I threw the new exhaust in the car, and like I thought, the mounting locations were all the same, and the main issue was the angle of the flange where it meets up with the middle section. So the holes line up no problem, but you can see as I tighten the bolts, it pulls the tips up higher and higher because of the angle made by the flange, if that makes sense. If not, I drew up a little diagram to help explain it. Keep in mind, these drawings are very exaggerated to help emphasize my point here, but on the left we have the middle section, and on the right we have the new rear section with its flange angled up. When we bolt the two sections together and their flanges are perfectly flush, it forces the whole rear section of the exhaust upwards. So my plan is, and remember these drawings are very exaggerated, to take the rear section and grind down the bottom part of it to try and help it mount flush with the middle section without forcing the back end up. It should end up looking something like this, and it won't be nearly as steep of an angle as it was before. Moving back to real life, you can see how the angles aren't nearly as bad as I depicted them, but it did end up leading to a big exhaust leak on the top side of the joint. Also, moving back, you can see how tight the rear hangers are, not because they're holding up the exhaust, but actually because they're being compressed by the back half of the exhaust being forced upwards, like I just showed in my drawing. The whole thing kind of wanted to shift to one side or the other, and despite having some wiggle room, it just definitely wasn't mounted properly. Also, this other mounting arm needed to be trimmed because the factory hanger was nowhere to be found, and it was very close to the bumper and would probably make contact when driving. But next up was the first start with the new exhaust. Looks wild. So the exhaust sounds great, but there was a big exhaust leak like I was expecting, and also some smaller leaks at the joints for the catless test pipe that I have. So it got pretty late the night before, and the next morning I got the car jacked up again and took off the rear section, While I was under there, before I forgot, I made sure to tighten up those test pipe flanges. Then I took the angle grinder to the rear section. My plan is to draw a Sharpie line on the outside to see how much I cut off, but the line has to be like the same thickness all the way around, and it really wasn't super feasible. So I ended up just eyeballing it and trying to keep it flush by using this sheet metal that I have to show me any high spots. I wasn't sure how this Harbor Freight flap disc was going to do against the stainless steel, but it did the job and removed enough material for me. Next, I applied some Permatex red gasket maker that's designed for exhaust systems to help try and seal up the top of the flange and then also any other small leaks I may have induced by grinding it down. I followed the instructions and tightened the bolts finger tight at first, and then I torqued them down after about an hour, and then I let it sit overnight for 24 hours to cure. No more leaks, so let's hear this thing.